Alright you guys, we're back with another G82 video. So you're probably like, what are we doing in this video? What else can you be doing to the car? A lot of shit. So I went out to AliExpress and I was able to pick up this thing. AliExpress G82 CSL style grill. I got it in gloss black. Everyone does carbon fiber. I don't want too much carbon fiber everywhere on the car. I just feel like a little bit less is more for carbon fiber. So I have this, and that's not all. I also have the air ducts for the front bumper as well. I got these in carbon fiber though, if you can see. Since they're from AliExpress, they're not perfect, but you can barely tell the defects. The biggest one is probably like right here. There's like a little crack right there, but it's on the back end, so you can't really tell. What else? Like right here, it's like a little crack. These are pretty cheap. I think they're like 38 bucks. So that is basically like a fraction of what you'd buy them for in the States. And they look pretty good for what they are. So yeah, let's get this install ready. Got the car up on the lift now. Alright, so you want to take out this rubber piece right here. And then there's 4 of the, damn, it's hella oily. There's 4 of these push tabs. You want to take those out. And those are the only ones on the top. And you kind of want to use one of these tools. This is pretty good. It fits perfectly. Oops. You pull this part out, and then everything else comes out. Bam. I think it's 4. Nope, it's 6. I'm also just gonna go ahead and tape up the headlights so I don't scratch them. And the paint. Oh. Got these kind of mocked up. I'm just gonna do the other side real quick. Alright, and then there's also 6 of these T30s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that should be what's holding the top part of the bumper on. And then after that, you don't have to, but it's way easier if you take off the wheel, take off the fender liner, and then you get to some connections on the side of the bumper. So that should be everything. Okay, no, there's 8. There's 1 on the very far end of each part, right before the headlight. And also, I think one of my next mods might be like dress up hardware for the engine bay. Now next, I need to take off the wheels and remove the fender liner. Now we have access to the whole fender liner. I didn't show it in the previous video, but that's gonna be. This is the mesh piece that I got. This adds that clearance that we were talking about on the lowering springs. Please ignore my bad job of cutting. I just use a razor blade, but the razor blade works fine. You want to take the whole fender liner off. There's a bunch of screws in here. You basically want to take it off so you can get to some plugs on this side. Alright, so I have the fender liner off now. Everything is pretty much exposed. Okay, I'm assuming you're going to take off this plug. You want to take off some screws over here to basically detach it from the bracket. And then after that, do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna get going with that, and I'll let you guys know if there's any issues that come in the way of that. So this big plug right here, it's kind of hard to get out. I'm gonna try to figure that out, and then I'll let you guys know how that goes. Alright, so it was pretty easy. Looked up a YouTube video. Squeeze this side. I'm sorry, it's blurry. I'm gonna squeeze this side and this side together and pull it out. And it should come out. Now, I'm gonna try to get this on the other side. There we go. This side, they use a different connector. This one you squeeze both ends on this back side right here. And then same thing for this, you just use a flathead or something to pop this little tab up. Oh, sorry. use a flathead to pop this tab up, and then you pinch it and pull it out. Now all we have left should be just under the car. So we got the bumper off. You basically take off all the screws at the bottom. I didn't count how many, but I think there's like eight or so. 8 to 10. And after that, it's gonna seem like it's stuck. You kind of want to just like keep tugging and massaging at it to try to pull it out, and then it should come out. But we have it out. Have that doo-doo OEM grill, but we're gonna swap it out to the gloss black one, the nice CSL styled one. So we have the main grill out. We also have the whole wiring harness out. These are kind of a pain in the ass, but it makes sense once you get it. A lot of these are just inside of holes. You kind of just want to massage it out. These ones are going to be a pain. It's a bunch of like separating the tabs. Yeah, so it's like, or the grill is basically pinching the bumper on these tabs. On these tabs right here to, fuck, you can't even see it. It's these tabs right here that are getting pinched. Once you get that separated from the grill, everything should just come out. Now we're trying to work on getting this plastic part out so I could put on the vents, air ducts. Alright, what's up guys? These clips, I think my microphone died. So I think basically here, it took probably like an extra hour to get all the plastic pieces off. But yeah, we got it off, and there's also double-sided tape on that, and I cut my hand that way. Actually, I was basically pulling with my right hand, and then my left hand was like in the little gap right there, and then it just scraped up my hand. But yeah, I had a glove on, so it was cool afterwards, but I'm still recovering from it. Yeah, so I had everything off, and then, well, it just cuts to this clip. I think that's when I realized my mic was dead. But here's basically the finished result. I think it looks 5 times better. But yeah, it was a pretty nice mod. Oh, here there wasn't a spot to put the M4 logo on. If I sand down the OEM logo, it can work. I'll probably do that in a future video. But yeah, the boy Winston came by to help. I would have actually like not have succeeded without him, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, well, I'm probably gonna cut some of my audio right now, but okay, thank you guys for bearing with me through this little voiceover. So we have the grill on and air ducts on. We're gonna try to put on like all the wiring harnesses and everything, and then throw the fender liner back on, throw the bumper back on, and we should be good. Alright you guys, so we got it on, but holy fuck, it's pretty late. Yeah? So this is how it's looking. I'm gonna get more footage of this. You might have to wait for another day, but I was just too locked in on trying to get this thing over with. I have a bad habit of that. Alright, what is up guys? So this is a few days later. It's a little part 2. I'm just gonna show you guys the bumper real quick. This is how the bumper from Alibaba is looking, or I mean AliExpress. So that's the fitment. It's pretty flush. I don't notice any real gaps, anything crazy. So yeah, this is the grill. Gloss black. Still haven't thrown on the logo yet, but that'll be next or sometime down the line. So this is how it's looking. Yeah. When I was putting back the bumper, the alignment was a little off when I put it back. I was in a rush, so I'm gonna try to fix that today, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. But this is what I'm talking about. This side, everything is flush, 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 and then there's a gap. It's pretty small, not too noticeable, but it's throwing me off. Hopefully you guys don't run into this issue, but if you do, I am gonna try to fix it and show you guys. I think I'm gonna have to take off the tabs again, and then I'm gonna have to remove all the bolts and push the bumper up a little bit. Right here is the issue. You see how it should be pushed back like half an inch more to line up properly, like right in the center. Same thing with this one and this one kinda. So it flexes a little more now. Let's try to tighten it and see what happens. Oh shit, that looks weird. Seems like this side of the bumper is like pulled out more. This part of the bumper comes out a little more than the right side. So this side's like in. This side sticks out like maybe a few centimeters. It might be hitting something. I couldn't get it perfectly, but I think it's definitely a lot better than what it was. If you guys have any clue on how to fix it, if there's something behind the bumper I'm hitting, let me know in the comments down below. But I think that's just gonna be it for the video. If you guys made it to the end, thank you guys for watching. More videos to come. If you guys want to see other content, let me know. I'm gonna try to make some short content on like Instagram and TikTok. So yeah, I'll plug those down below. But thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.